Hey everybody, it's Mike. Today I want to share my Let's Get Honest story inspired by Michaela's post yesterday. I think this is a great initiative to task other people with as we continue to make authentic connections using LinkedIn. So I'm going to start by talking about some adversity I've overcome and the experiences that created and the attitude that it's ultimately resulted in me having today. So as far as the adversities, I'm going to talk about two adversities. When I was 16, I lost my father to a traumatic heart attack one night while he was at work. It spurred some changes in me personally, some changes in my life, and really in my attitude and the way I was going to make some decisions moving forward. It took me a few years to get through that, to deal with it, to seek out some counseling by the time I was in college, to really take ownership of my feelings and how I kind of bottled that up. But that's another story. The second adversity was when I was 25. I had a daughter when I was living in Las Vegas, and I became a single father when my daughter was 2. I've been raising my daughter on my own now for over 10 years. She's 12 years old. So that's presented some challenges as well. It makes me very diverse because you see a lot of single mothers and not so many single fathers. Although now that I am a single father, I'm completely amazed by how many men have stepped up to the plate that I was completely unaware of. To talk about the adventures that life has taken me on. So after losing my father, I got very independent. I felt like I didn't need anyone. I moved away to college for 5 years, just a few hours away from home. Upon graduation, I moved to Las Vegas and spent 4 years in Las Vegas, where I was a teacher. I had my daughter, and I started my first entrepreneurial venture that didn't work out because my priority was my child and not my business. Unfortunately, I wasn't ready yet at that time. The next adventure, I came back to New York State. I went to grad school. I ended up working at the University of Buffalo, which you can see here in the background. And I learned some great things about myself. I did a strengths analysis. What made me different? How could I have the most impact? What did I enjoy doing? I spent a few years here working at the university. 2 years into that, my career took another turn. I went with some people I met in undergrad and got into technology and sales. I spent the next 8 years working in different technology roles, but most importantly is I took on training and leadership roles that weren't necessarily by title but by choice, and I got to help other people and coach performance, and you'll see me talk about these things over and over, develop people, and that's where I found the most meaning in my life. And now as you hear me talk about college CPR and coaching performance results, that's my passion project. I found what makes me tick, so I continue to try and do that even if it's in the pockets of my days. And the attitude that I have that resulted from these things, right? Losing my father, um, being a single father, I've developed a very strong personality, very strong in my integrity. I'll say in technology, I worked for a company where I made $140,000 a year, which was the most money I ever made working for anyone. And I left that job due to integrity because I didn't agree with the way they were treating people or the way they were treating their customers. So I said, you know what, I'd rather not make money for you than make it the way you're making it. And I chose to leave. And it was one of the best things I've done in my life because it allowed me to pursue what's in my heart and and when I talk about my attitude, I know what's right and I'm gonna do what I know is right. So I continue to try to help other people, to instill the skills and help them gain the experience so they can be successful and make decisions that will ultimately make them successful in their career. So that's it in a nutshell. I'm like an onion with many layers. I've career transitioned several times, and I try to use that experience to help other people do the same in their lives. Thanks, Michaela, and everybody else in my tribe that's going to share their videos and make authentic connections. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you.